Shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But heavy lesson. I'm gonna be going into this information rather, going into how they was able to brainwash you with Christianity. I'm gonna give you the the systematic way they have done this, and this is why most of our people consider themselves to be Christians, and this is why most of our people still see white Jesus in their mind, so-called white Jesus. They still see this guy right here. Now check this out. Some crazy shit right here. I'm gonna start at the top. I'm working my way to the bottom. It says, "My God looks like me. Even the heathen nations create idols that look like them." This is Moabite, baby, you know what I'm saying, and so-called Buddha. It says the second one, "My God looks like me." I think this Shiva, a demon. And it says, "My God looks like me," the Edomite. And you see so-called white Jesus. And you see this Jake right here at the bottom. What he like, what the fuck? This is who most of our people see in their mind to this very day. Why? Because they've been indoctrinated and they've been brainwashed on Christianity. Let's get into this information. It's a lot there. It says, I'm going to start when it says European powers. And this word European is new speech, right? So you have to understand there's no ethnicity that's from the Bible known as Europeans. They're Edomites that call themselves Europeans and they call themselves Caucasian. They call themselves white. They call themselves Australian. They call themselves Jewish, so on and so forth. But these are Edomites. Let's get into this information. It says European powers, Edomite powers, particularly from the 15th century onward, embarked on colonial expansion across so-called Africa and Asia and the Americas. They often use Christianity and the Bible as tools for justifying their imperialism. You hear this? So they hijacked our book, our culture, and used it as a weapon. They weaponized it. And this with Jake, our people don't know. They have a little knowledge. They wake up to this and they disassociate themselves from the Bible. Because in their mind, it's a so-called white man book. But they don't understand the Edomites, they steal everything and repackage to you. They don't know that part. It says they often use Christianity and the Bible as tools for justifying their imperialism. This is where the term hijacking can be seen more clearly in the context of the Bible. Missionary work. It says so-called European colonial powers like Spain, Portugal, Britain, and France sent missionaries to colonize lands to convert indigenous populations to Christianity, which is fucking insanity. These missionaries, that's your guy with this white button-down shirt on with the black jeans, black slacks. That's them. They come in different genres of them, and that's your modern day Christian pimp. The same thing all over. These missionaries brought Bibles and preached European interpretations of Christianity, often in European languages. So that's why you got this. They bought this image. They needed to create an image to pull this off. And that's why they came with this image. And this the image that's in your everybody mind. Let's get back into this. Got a lot to get to. Right here. It says conversion and control. It says colonizers used Christianity as a means of social control. The Bible was often presented as a civilizing force, claiming that indigenous beliefs were inferior or even sinful. What a devil. It says European, which are Edomite Christians, missionaries, justified the subjugation of native peoples by claiming that they were saving them from their supposed heathen ways. This was framed as part of a divine mission. It says cultural imposition. In many cases, the Bible was used to rewrite indigenous cultures. Do you hear this? You need to lock in on this. You need to lock in, Jake. It says it was taught in schools and local customs of spiritual practices were suppressed in favor of European Christian beliefs. It says native populations were often coerced into adopting European religious practices. Do you hear this? This is why you're a fucking Christian today. Excuse my harshness. And their native languages and traditions were deemed inferior. Let's keep going. And this is when your Edomite that walks up to you and say, Jesus love you, they are demon. It says cultural imposition. It says in many cases, the Bible, Salakia, read that. Let's go to number 6. The Bible as a tool for racial and social hierarchy. As Europeans, Edomites, I'm gonna just call them Edomites. I ain't gonna say fucking Europeans. As Edomites spread Christianity globally, they also used the Bible to reinforce their racial and social hierarchies. Racialized interpretations. Okay. Let's get into this. In the Americas towards the bottom, and the Caribbean and Africa, European colonizers, can't see what that says right there, used, I think, certain biblical passages to justify slavery. They interpreted parts of the Bible in the ways that Americans and Caribbeans and the Caribbean, the Caribbean, and Africa, it says European Edomite colonizers use certain biblical passages to justify slavery. They interpreted parts of the Bible in ways that supported the idea that enslaved so-called Africans knew speech. These are Hebrew Israelites that they subjugated. Were subjugated because of biblical curses, which that's true. But they used this in a twisted way because it was prophecy that the true Israelites will go into captivity on ships and they will be scattered through the four corners of the earth and be at the bottom at this present time. The Jewish people don't fulfill that prophecy. They control everything. They are Edomites. Pursuant to the book, was that Ezekiel 36:5, that Edom would appoint the land of Israel into their possession. They control all the money. They control all the real estate. They control the whole media. Okay, such as the curse of Ham, and that's another popular false doctrine among you devils and in these Christian churches and these Christian circles, which was often misinterpreted to support the enslavement of so-called black people. You Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, that's your nationality or ethnicity. You're not black. I hate that name. It says ethnocentric narratives. European Edomite Christians began to see their culture as a epitome of civilization. Missionaries often promoted the idea that none so-called Europeans, which Edomites, societies were backward and in need of European style religion and governance. Do you hear this? These ideas were rooted in both biblical interpretations and political realities of Edomite imperialism. Screenshot all these and, go with it. It says by the time the colonial era waned in the 20th century, the Bible has deeply woven into the fabric of European Edomite identity of Western civilization. Even as colonial empires fell, Christianity remained influential in shaping Edomite culture, politics, and identity. Western civilization, the Bible as interpreted by Edomite powers, became foundational to the ideal of Western civilization, which placed Europe at the center of the global narrative. This Eurocentric view dominated global educational systems. Do you hear this? And global religions thoughts for centuries. It says post colonial legacy. Even after the decline of colonial empires, Edomite interpretations of Christianity, especially through the Bible, continue to have a profound influence on former colonies. This is evident in the decline of the colonial powers, European interpretation of Christianity at the top, especially through the Bible. I read that. It says this is evident in countries like the United States, which is Babylon, which developed from European Edomite colonialism, and in African nations where Christianity often became deeply intertwined into colonialism. Conclusion. The hijacking of the Bible. The hijacking of the Bible refers to the way Edomite powers took control of biblical interpretation. Do you hear this? Shaping and distorting it to serve political, cultural, and economic agendas. This included using the Bible as a tool for colonial expansion, cultural imposition, and social control. By controlling access to the Bible, translated into European languages, and presented it as their own interpretation as the correct. And that's what you got today. You got all these so-called scholars, these so-called Christian pastors in cahoots, right, and pushing this false so-called white supremacy. And this version of Christianity that you've been taught is all satanic. It's all wrong. It's all demonic. But you see how they did this. And they used this style of Christianity to subjugate you in the mind. That's why Jacob read, a passage out of the Bible and think the whole Bible is about love. Because they've been taught that. They don't know better. They don't know it's hate and love and violence and a lot of bloodshed in the Bible that they say they believe in, because they don't know that. They've been brainwashed, indoctrinated. They sick. They demented. They're in delirium. They're in a state of confusion. Right? So you saw this. So this is why most people still subscribe to these false doctrines, and they think the Bible is all about love, and they think the Messiah was a so-called white man, and they think the Most High Yahweh is a so-called white man to this very day. So these are demons that we're dealing with among our people. All right. Hopefully this has been edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Rachat Kodash. Shalom.